Hello and welcome to my brain dump channel. Today's Wednesday. I just got back from a photo shoot for a place that they're opening by the Dubai Mall called Black Sheep Coffee. It's really good coffee. I recommend you try it. Uh, it's slightly frustrating getting there, the parking and everything, but yeah, the shoot was worthwhile. I had a good time, met some cool people, and really enjoyed the coffee. Like even with the tiniest bit of almond milk, it tasted super sweet to me because I've been fasting for the past 3 days now. I should say beyond the 24-hour mark, I did a bit of I turned it into a kind of a mimicking fast, or how do you call that? A fast mimicking diet or something, where I still had a bit of nuts. So you basically try to keep your protein intake low, very low, and your carb intake basically zero. And then technically or supposedly you should still get the benefits of fasting, or a lot of them, without it being very strict, water fast. So yeah, over the past 72 hours now, all I had was a packet of nuts, and now I just broke the fast about an hour ago with the salad. I'm on my way to the gym, but to be honest, I'm slightly lightheaded, so we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking I'm not gonna do the CrossFit session. I'll just do my own thing, do some bike, and then stationary bike, and then some strength exercises. I do like to get at least a little bit of exercise in before breaking a fast, because your body is so insulin sensitive. It'd be nice that all the nutrients you take in are shuttled towards muscle growth. At this point, it might be muscle conservation, but yeah, I'm not gonna go overboard. Hope I don't pass out. So wish me luck. This is the first time I upload in about 10 days because I was in Belgium with my son. We went to the zoo. I took him to a place called Battle Carts, which is really fun. It's basically like taking a go-kart, putting it into a video game. I really enjoyed that the first time. The second time around, I mean, there's multiple games you can try, and the racing one, after you've done it a couple times, might be a little boring. What else did we do? He had a birthday party, we went bowling. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I had to be in Mexico for some to wrap up some affairs there. So I tried to stay in the Belgium time zone. So I went to bed really early. I went to bed at I tried to go at 6 p.m, but it turned out generally to be between 6 and 8 p.m. So I wouldn't have such a hard time now to get back into the Dubai schedule, which is about, I think it's like 11 or 12 hours difference. So yeah, I ended up a little bit jet lagged nonetheless. My sleeping has been kind of all over the place. Like, I'm waking up at night at least once or twice, and it might take me a while to fall back asleep. This last night, it seems I compensated. I went to bed at like 10 p.m. Woke up twice for about an hour, but I was in bed until 10 a.m. this morning. So yeah, hopefully by tomorrow I'll be readjusted, because I like to get my workouts in early in the morning. Don't like to get up late. Okay, I think I found my limit. I joined the CrossFit class for a little bit because it was gymnastic style, like muscle ups and handstand walks, and I generally enjoy that type of stuff. So for half an hour I joined in, but the assault bike and is pretty heavy on the cardio also, so I had to after half an hour I had to bail because I felt myself getting a bit lightheaded. It seems I need a haircut. Anyway, yeah, half an hour and I did a bit of strength, but now I feel my stomach is what's the word? I feel like it's cramping a little bit, so I think I need some food. I also feel completely drained, so it was basically a 72-hour fast. I did forget I also had a piece of dark chocolate and half of a smoothie earlier on during the shoot. So yeah, besides the salad and the nuts, That's all I've eaten since Sunday around 3 p.m. It's now Wednesday 5 p.m. I think that's the longest fast I've managed to do so far. I'm ready for some food. In case anyone's actually watching these videos and is curious, maybe some stats. I'm 36 years old. The most I've weighed has been like 93 kilograms. My base weight has, over the past like 15 years or so, had been around like 85, 87 kilograms. Now, currently, this morning was like the lightest I've been in about, since I was about 20 years old. I'd never been below like 83 kilograms. And I imagine since this morning I was like 83, I imagine, 80, you lose a bit of weight maybe during the day if you're not drinking much still. Well, whatever, I was around 83. So yeah. I am gonna try to get back up to my maintenance weight. So I'm gonna overshoot a little bit, hopefully, and then drop down to that weight and hopefully maintain it there. Around like 87 is where I feel most comfortable, I believe. Although it's been 85 for some reason. I didn't intend to drop to 85, but it was there for maybe a year or two. In other news, cryptocurrencies have been going up like crazy lately. It's somewhat bittersweet to me because I was ready to catch a final dip. I wasn't sure if it was going to occur, so I had the idea of when it was at 38,000. Sorry, no food makes my brain shut down. So it was at 38,000, and people were saying it was going to go down still to 35,000. So at the time, it did occur to me to just buy and then put another buy order at 35, which I would sell at 38. Since I had the capacity of, going, basically catching that, putting a bit more capital in and knowing that it would probably bounce back to 38 at least. That's actually, maybe next time if there's a bear market, I'll just consider that, like, okay, what is the absolute lowest price that I think that it might fall to, and what's the biggest amount I'd be able to absorb. Say that you have, you want to get in with 10,000. It's currently at, say, 30. You think, okay, it might fall to 28 still before going back up. Then just buy whatever price it is now, set another buy order lower, and then just sell in case, you're not confident that the bear market might be over. Sell that amount, or if you don't want to be in with, say that you went in on margin and you don't want that, you could sell it there. Of course, there's always risk involved, but right now I kind of wish I'd gone ahead with that plan. So currently I have about 14% of my net worth invested into crypto. I haven't been able to take any profits yet because circumstances. A friend of mine had borrowed some money and hadn't been able to pay it back yet until recently, so I didn't get up to the 20% allocation that I was trying to get to during the lows of the bear market. So yeah, I only had about maybe 3-4% in, and that tripled since then. So I didn't sell anything of what I had in either, but it's not ideal. Otherwise I would have already gotten my capital out and I would just be playing with the profits basically. But anyway, my current strategy is slightly conservative. I'm gonna avoid from adjusting it during the bull market, because that's how you run into trouble, right? If you're always readjusting your plan. So I set some sell levels. The first one is at when Bitcoin breaches 60,000, which looks like it might happen today, since it's at 59,900 currently. I don't know if it's a good level to sell. It's not based really on major resistance or support levels, which was the alternative I thought about implementing, but I mean, it just seems to be cutting through those like butter also. So I don't know if it's any better really. Yeah, at 60,000, I would sell like 2% of my holdings, get it back down to get it down to 12, I believe. Should it go to 70,000, it'll go down to 10, and it goes on like that until like 100,000. At which point, if it gets to 125, I'll only keep like 1% in there. I know I'll be tempted to keep a little bit more because yeah, you know how it goes. So yeah, a friend of mine asked, a good friend of mine from Belgium, he asked me, he doesn't have anything invested right now, and he said like it's difficult to decide when to buy or if to buy or how much to buy. And I get it, because especially after a big surge like this, there's usually somewhat of a correction. So I guess one strategy would be, you know, say that you want to invest $10,000, euros, whatever. And if you don't want to have the FOMO, because during the bull market, things can shoot up, just keep shooting up like irrationally, pretty much. Like stay above every, you know, overbought on every metric you look at. So maybe go in with like 20% of what you have to try and stave off the FOMO, so that you know you're at least somewhat invested, and every time it goes up, you know that at least, you know, you're having some gains. You could do that and like set a DCA order for the remaining amount, or wait for a good dip. You know, it's either that or sit out this bull market, which we're still in relatively early stages. I mean, it's getting ever riskier. You know, I'm talking about taking profits at this level, still hoping there's gonna be a correction from the last big surge, because if we break an all-time high, it would be the first time that it ever happens before the Bitcoin halving. So yeah, I mean, you never know, right? There's always the possibility of cycles kind of dying out, since even pension plans seem to be looking at like recommending people to invest 1 or 2% into crypto, which means that it would ever, you know, get more stable and the cycles would kind of die out, and it might just keep on growing. Who knows?